Hello guys, Shakima here. I'm just stopping in to do a weekly love reading for you guys for the week of the 9th to the 15th, the final week before the lunar eclipse for the next full moon on the 16th. We're in between eclipse energy at the minute because we did have a solar eclipse at the last new moon. So this is just going to be a really great opportunity for me to let you guys know what I see, let you guys sort of get more of an understanding of how to navigate through the energies. And if there are some new subscribers or there are some new watchers, if you will, cross watching, definitely this is for the sun, moon, rising Leos in the building. So definitely just kind of like sit into the space and see what you can pick up. If it resonates with you, great, amazing. Take it on board, utilize it to effectively navigate through the process for the next week. If it doesn't resonate with you, let it dissipate, leave it to the wayside, and maybe try another reader on YouTube that you're able to connect a little bit better with as far as the energies, because this is going to be general readings for my Leos for the love language throughout the week of the 9th to the 15th. And Venus is doing the most while she's up there having conversations at the minute. So, the energy is very intense romantically, to say the least. Okay, guys? So we're going to go and get straight into it. If you do like the way that I do my readings, definitely be sure to subscribe. And if there's anything that you don't like, comment it below. I'm here for all of it. I'm here to receive any sort of guidance that I can use to make this effectively better for you guys. Okay? So let's get straight into it, guys. What is the divine guidance for my Leos for the week of the 9th to the 15th of July? Okay, so for you, Leos, I'm seeing that there is going to be a reunion with some sort of soulmate. Okay, and when we're talking about soulmates as well, this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic interest for some. I do just want to put that across, because soulmates will come as far as people that have known us in many other lifetimes, that knows our soul, that knows they have a part of our blueprint in terms of what we're here to learn. So they come in to remind us, hey, by the way, you need to be on this track and this path. So you're going to be reconnecting with a soulmate of some sort for this week. And it's interesting because you get to a point where you're quite hopeless, and they're actually going to be able to help you get back up. It's almost like you've been stabbed in the back. That's probably the best way that I can put it. You've been stabbed in the back, or at least it feels like you've been stabbed in the back romantically, and you're completely flat out. You're dead to the world and you're dead to romance. And this soulmate is really going to be coming to let you know that, look, like, maybe that didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to, because I'm here now, and I'm going to help you to help yourself move past this obstacle. And you're actually going to be going through a transformation this week, my Leos. That's one of the things that I did see in the cards for you. It's going to be quite crucial, this transformation that you're going to be going through, to bring this soulmate back into alignment with you. So let's have a look, see. It's going to require a lot of personal truths. This is interesting. It's going to require a lot of personal truths, because there are some emotional manipulation sort of taking place as well. And it really is a case of the thoughts are a little bit off focus by this emotional manipulation. That's kind of what's happening as a result of this person that has manipulated, I guess, some aspects of your interaction with them. So let's have a little look and see what's to come. Okay, what does my Leos need to know? Okay, so for you guys, there's been a lot of, again, just poor planning, not really sort of taking the opportunities that you needed to as far as making your way out of certain situations, Leos. You kind of overstayed your welcome in certain situations. That's probably the best way that I can put it as far as the love. You kind of knew that things wasn't necessarily working out. You felt it, but you wanted to just, give this person the benefit of the doubt, even though they've been just real shit, basically, making promises they weren't gonna keep, they had no intentions of keeping. You knew that they were used to just breaking promises to left, right, and center, but you wanted to just give them the benefit of the doubt and leave yourself out here in the open. So can't really blame them, to be fair. Now you're at the point where you're super stressed out, you're carrying all this burden because you felt like they should have taken on your feelings on board and they should have really taken your feelings into consideration, but you can't say that to them when you clearly wasn't doing that because your feelings was telling you something and you chose to give them the benefit of the doubt. Just wanted to put that out there, like, because clearly that information was just coming through to just let you know, like, you can't be putting across to someone, like, it almost feels as though you've stabbed your own self in the back. That's probably the best way that I can put it. And hear me out when I say this, right? You're coming to the end of that cycle. You are no longer putting yourself in a situation where you're going to watch yourself go down a wrong path, knowing that this may just be a dead end, but you're gonna travel down there anyways just to see for a just in case moment. There's no just in case. You already know. Your heart's already telling you what it is, because I can even feel like my heart chakra is doing the most at the minute. Like, listen to your heart throughout this week. That's what I say to my Leos. Listen to your heart throughout the 9th to the 15th, because your heart is going to be effectively communicating with you. And for some of you, I'm seeing that you're going to be heartbroken by situations, or you've already been heartbroken by a situation and you're trying to pick yourself back up, but it's feeling like too much of a burden for you. Okay? Like, don't necessarily allow for yourself to get trapped in that perspective. Like, everything is only temporary and this too shall pass. I feel like I needed to say that to somebody. This too shall pass. It's only temporary. What is the divine guidance for my Leos? Okay. Leos. Right. Okay. One more card, Spirit. What is the future outcome for my Leos for the 9th to the 15th of July? One more card. Okay. And we got 2 cards. We got 2 cards, guys. But I think it's in relevance. It's speaking about the same thing. Okay, so whew, right. There's a lot going on for you guys. So what I can see for you guys in the past is that some of you guys feel like there has been a missed opportunity. Some of you guys were really unhappy with, you were emotionally unsatisfied with a situation, whether it be a romantic interest or again a soulmate connection. It really feels like you were dissatisfied with it. You were so focused on it not appearing how you wanted it to look so that you could receive it. But because Spirit was giving it to you how it was best going to serve you long term rather than the short term gratification that you were looking for, you refused to accept it. So you missed out on an opportunity there. But what it did for you in the process is that right now it's gotten you to the point where you're completely self-sufficient. You know, you're at the point where you're grateful for the fact that that situation didn't necessarily work out, because it's giving you an opportunity to learn how to be self-sustainable, where you can actually sort of luxuriate in your own company, where you can learn how to basically get to the place where you can rely on yourself before relying on somebody else to bring you the emotional support that you felt that you wasn't getting from that past situation. And now that you're in that place where you feel like, you know, you're a lot more self-sufficient, where you feel like you've gotten a handle on things, you're not necessarily looking for somebody to come in and completely complete you, or at least that's how it appears to be. I'm seeing a lot of 9s here for you guys. So this is you guys literally almost completing a cycle. You're not necessarily there just yet. Not quite there just yet. But what happens for you guys going forward is that there is going to be some, and I really want to make this clear, like for the week ahead, there's going to be some real intense anxiety. The energies, as far as how they're going to be impacting you, you're going to be focused on what the past held for you, what you missed out on in the past, what was a breakdown in your relationship, because you're now at the point where you're having to persevere without this person. So even though right now you're telling yourself that you're getting on and you're being self-sufficient and you're being self-sustaining, you're suppressing a lot of emotions, and those emotions are going to trigger certain thoughts for you during this Mercury retrograde period, guys. I want to make this very clear to you, because what I'm seeing for you guys is that you've done so much work at this point, right, to get to where you are, where you're self-sufficient enough to not be bothered about whether or not this person is a part of your life, romantically or otherwise. And now it's almost like, with this retrograde, it's really going to trigger you going back into a place of looking at why this person wasn't able to give you what you needed. You're really sort of taking it hard, and it's triggering, like, it's almost like leaving you restless at night. It's triggering nightmares for you. And you're not necessarily focusing on all the work that you did to get to this self-sustaining place. You're looking at all of what the person wasn't getting from you, which is why they weren't able to give to you what you were asking of them. It's really quite tragic, actually, because now it's got you focusing on your flaws, if you will, as opposed to what work you have done to get to where you are presently. Moving forward, I can see that there's going to be a lot of mental challenges for you guys. I want to put that across to you, like, very, very clearly, and it's going to impact the way that you do things. So do be mindful of that. Like, be careful of the things that you're saying to people. Be careful going forward this week between the 9th to the 15th, because you're going to be impacted severely by this Mercury retrograde period. Emotionally, you're going to be impacted. Your thought process is going to be affected drastically, and the way that you do things are going to be impacted as a result. What I will say is that for those of you that are actively working on yourself throughout this Mercury retrograde, this is a really amazing opportunity for you to actually become that Nine of Pentacles, where you are truly self-sustaining, where you're not just telling yourself that you are, but even though the thoughts are triggered, even though circumstances around you tells you that you need to have someone, you're able to stand on your own too, and say that, you know what, I do have someone, I've got myself, and that's good enough for me. That's all I need right now. I don't even have anything to give to someone else right now. And it's important that whoever's coming into my life is able to really sort of be present in the way that is going to continue to support my personal growth as far as where I am right now, because I can see that there's been a major breakup from you sort of giving so much of yourself to a person and them not necessarily reciprocating the same sort of energy to you. They were just willing to really sort of take up as much as you were willing to give. And that's listen, what I'm going to say to you is you didn't miss out on much with this person. If anything, it's their missed opportunity. Okay, what happened is that you shifted vibrationally and you left them behind as the process kind of happened. And you don't need to sort of, feel too bad about the situation. There is going to be breakups. For those of you in relationships, I can see that right now, although you're self-sustaining, there are going to be some breakups coming in the future that's going to really impact you drastically. We're going to go to the romance cards to see what's to sort of come with the situation for you guys. What is the advice for my Leos for the week of the 9th to the 15th, Spirit? Okay. There's chemistry here, but there's also like there are certain factors why the situation wouldn't have worked anyways, because that person needs to actively continue working on themselves. Again, there's things that that person isn't being completely honest about, which is going to and would have been a factor for you guys in the long term. Let's have a look and see. What is the advice for my committed Leos in a relationship for the week of the 9th, 15th? Okay. So for you guys, again, you are going to be healing family issues. This is not just about your sort of way of doing things. Like I said to you guys, you're completing a cycle. You're just at the end of that cycle. So what I'm seeing for you guys is that as you kind of work through some of the things that you didn't intend to do, so you were doing relationships how your parents have done relationships, first and foremost, I'm going to say forgive yourself, because people are like, oh, forgive your parents. Forgive yourself first and foremost for taking on those patterns, for taking up their illness, because that's what it was. They can only give you what they've got, and sadly they gave you the illness that they had, which was a dysfunctional pattern, and it's bled over into your life. Now forgive yourself first and foremost for taking that on board because you're a sponge. You didn't know what else to do in the situation. And then go ahead and forgive your parents by understanding that they only gave to you the illness that was given to them, and it wasn't ever anything personal, but you're also here to live your own life from your own experiences so that you don't necessarily have to pass these dysfunctional patterns onto your own children. Now, as far as the relationship, you come to the realization that it's an unrequited love. There isn't enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going, and that's what I'm saying to you. Like, this relationship is going to sort of come to a breakdown. It's going to come with a breakup between the 9th to the 15th. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that you have done a lot personally in your own growth to be able to get to a certain place. And I think that it's perfectly fine for you to ask that this person raise their vibration to meet you where you're at, Leos. Okay? And if they can't, then you really have to make a decision, because you're going to be forced to lower your vibration as long as you continue to interact with this individual. I just want to make this clear, especially if you're going to be going through Mercury retrograde period. You find yourself having to have very harsh communications with this person because they are prepared to revel in their own family dysfunctional patterns. And as long as you're aware, when you know better, you are supposed to do better. So you can either be patient and tactfully assist them from a distance in navigating through the process. It's clear that the breakup is inevitable because right now it is not what's best for both of you guys. Okay, but there's a natural chemistry, so I think that if you guys are able to work at it, if it can be a give and take, you guys can find your way back to each other. If you are both willing to work at the situation, it can't be one-sided. Okay, what is the advice for my single Leos for the 9th to the 15th, Spirit? Okay, for my single Leos, again, unrequited love. You guys, this is like the energy for you guys. Like, you guys are doing a lot in ascending. If you bear in mind, like, we're in Cancer season. Like, next season we're going to have is the Leo season. So you guys are actually coming to your solar returns. Like, you guys are actually completing cycles for the last year that you've been doing. And again, I understand the 9s that are here. But what you guys need to do is express your love. So go ahead and make romantic gestures. Like, you're either going to sort of put yourself out there or be prepared to stay single forever, man. I'm just saying, like, you can't want to have a change in that aspect of your life without actually making any changes. Have heart-to-heart conversations with the people around you to help you process, I guess, some of the feelings that you may have for someone particular. And then go ahead and express yourself to that person. Again, I want to put across to you that it's an unrequited love, so there isn't enough to really keep this relationship going as such. It may just be a chemical reaction as far as to this person, but you won't know unless you express your love to this person, and then you guys can sort of navigate through the process from there. Okay, what is the divine guidance for my single Leos for the week of the 9th to 15th? Oh, no, we're talking about situationship Leos. What is the divine? Okay, so for you guys in a situationship, separation. Okay, separation is what is inevitable for you guys. Why? Because you guys have different religious and spiritual viewpoints, and that's one of the things that has broken down, I guess, the foundations of this relationship, because again, you guys are having the same issue. People are growing spiritually and you guys are outgrowing each other. That's what's happened. There's about to be a separation for you guys in the situationship, because you come to the realization that as I'm ascending, as I am realizing who I am authentically as a spiritual being having my experience, I deserve to be loved in that light. I shouldn't have to lower myself to your vibration for you to be able to accept me as an individual. I don't want to dim my light anymore for you to be able to feel comfortable in accepting me. Okay, so just know that as long as these religious factors are something that is impacting your relationship, it's going to make it very difficult for you guys to be able to navigate through the process with this individual. Okay, breakups all round, but it's inevitable, guys. Try to like see the positives in the situation and know that you will come out at the end of this and persevere. Okay, you may be wounded in the process. Yes, you're going to be scarred by the fact that you let your guard down and you let this person in, but all is fair in love and war. Okay, what is the divine guidance? We're going to get the final angel oracle guidance for you guys for the week, for my Leos, for the 9th to the 15th. Okay, you guys just need to wait this one out. Wait it out. Communicate clearly throughout the process and know that you guys are actually improving your mental and emotional health throughout the process. You guys are purging the baggage of the patterns that no longer serve you. Okay? What is the divine guidance for my Leos for the week of the 9th to the 15th, Spirit? As clear as you possibly can. What do they need to know for the week of the 9th to the 15th? Final message. Okay. And your final message is there's no need to worry, guys. There's no need to worry because your angels, your guides are with you. Spirit, the universe is working alongside you to create a peaceful resolution. Right now, if you guys were to continue on the trajectory that you were going, you would have been telling yourself a lie just to please the other person. For those of you in relationships, for those of you that aren't in relationships, that are single, you would have been telling yourself a lie that you don't necessarily feel something chemistry wise for the person in question. Okay, so just go out there, express yourself for those of you that are single so that you can start to become more open to the prospect of relationships. And for those of you in situationships, know that the breakup is happening because you guys have outgrown each other spiritually, religiously, and consciously. You guys just aren't in the same place anymore, but there's no need to worry because there will be a peaceful resolution and your guides will be working to show you signs that everything is happening for you, not to you, and this is a synchronistic alignment. Okay, I hope that was useful for you guys. I was trying to make this under 20 minutes, but hey, there was a lot to get through for you guys because there was 4 cards that came through. So I hope that you guys are able to, get as much as you need to for the week ahead. Definitely be sure to let me know how you actually navigate through this week leading up to the lunar eclipse on the 16th, the next full moon. And be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. As always, I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intentions. Until next time, beloveds. Ashe.